This is Thames from London. In 30 minutes' time, Robin Houston with our local bulletin. But now it's news time at ITN with Sandy Gall and Selina Scott.
Six Britons feared dead after explosion on ore carrier. Police free Saudi girl kidnapped on way to school. Defence millions go down the drain. Lady Diana meets 007 in the flesh. The £90 million bridge opens to traffic at last. Good evening. 1 Briton has been killed and 5 others are missing in a huge explosion and fire on a freighter in Rotterdam. The men were working as a repair team for Industrial Maintenance Engineering, an East London company. 2 more were hurt. They were on the Greek ore freighter Agios Joannes when an explosion ripped through the engine room. The Greek crew were brought ashore safely. Martin Cleaver reports.
Firefighting vessels from the Rotterdam Harbour Authority were on the scene within 10 minutes of the accident just before 2 this afternoon. They were able to douse the flames from the 72,000-ton Greek bulk carrier Agios Joannes, which was moored at a buoy waiting to unload its cargo of iron ore. The ship caught fire after a massive explosion blew a 40-yard gash in its side as fuel oil was being unloaded from tanks supplying the engines. The crew of 47 Greek and Indian seamen escaped unhurt, but a British repair team was less fortunate. 1 man escaped and is being cared for in a nearby seamen's hostel, but 2 others were injured and 1 killed, while the rest of the 9-man team is still missing. Martin Cleaver for News at 10 in Holland.
The 12-year-old daughter of a former Saudi diplomat was released in tears but unharmed after being kidnapped for a day and a half in London. Reem al-Harithi, whose father was military attaché at the Saudi embassy, was kidnapped yesterday morning when she was being driven to school. The chauffeur and another man were tonight helping police with their inquiries. The kidnappers demanded £150,000 ransom. Her father immediately told the police. 2 men were arrested as the ransom was being handed over. Desmond Hamill has the details.
Young Reem arrived back home distressed after her 2-day ordeal, but otherwise unharmed. Rescued by police in a carefully and well-timed operation, which ended at Swiss Cottage in London this afternoon, just after 4:30. For most of this evening, she's been talking to police officers at the yard and at Paddington Green Police Station about what happened to her since yesterday. That was when she was kidnapped, yesterday morning, and she was being chauffeur-driven to her school in West London, round about 8:30. The first her father knew of it was when a man with a London accent phoned him. He said, "You love your daughter. If you want to see her again, pay up. We want £150,000. The caller also told the General not to tell the police. Well, the General, who retired some 10 years ago but still advises the Saudi Arabian embassy on military matters, did phone the police, and the anti-terrorist squad was brought in to deal with the matter. The General had a number of telephone calls, all from the same man. No direct threats were made against the girl, but the implications were clear. The General's son-in-law, Mr. Shadi, took over as negotiator because his English is better than the General's, and he established quite a rapport with the kidnapper. Both the chauffeur and Reem spoke at various times to the General. The chauffeur said the girl was distressed, and when Reem herself spoke to her father, she was crying. "Dad," she said, "please get me away from here." Well, the police asked for a complete news blackout on the kidnapping because they feared the girl might be harmed. The negotiations went on through yesterday, last night, and again today. Well, this afternoon it was agreed between the kidnappers and the General's family that the ransom would be paid at a rendezvous at Swiss Cottage. The police had quite a number of plainclothes officers in the area in different disguises. They also had the money, £150,000 in cash. And right up to the last moment, the kidnappers had no idea the police were involved. As the groups moved together, the police pounced, rescued Reem, and arrested 2 men. Well, 2 men are now being held for questioning in Paddington Green Police Station. One is the chauffeur. And this evening, Reem's brother, Nawasa al-Harithi, came out of the family home, South Lodge, to talk briefly about the family's feelings.
We are very relieved, we are very happy. We feel very close to the British now.
Is she talking about the escapade to the family?
She is talking about it. She is fine. She's in good health. The people have been good to her. They have not harmed her in any way.
Has she been
Can
crying?
we talk to her?
Has she been crying?
No, she has not been crying. No.
Can we talk to her?
She just left from the other door to the police station.
And so, just a little more waiting for a very relieved Saudi Arabian family until the police have finished talking to Reem about her ordeal and she comes back home again, safe and sound.
Just a short time ago, Scotland Yard's Deputy Assistant Commissioner paid tribute to the 12-year-old's courage throughout her kidnap ordeal.
You have to see this lady, and I mean that. She is really a brave little girl. Wonders what all the fuss is about, which with all the calm and cool-headedness of a 12-year-old who says, well, you know, it happened, and I'm very pleased to be back home.